Welcome to Loving Me Before I Love You with Tammy Nicole, the podcast dedicated to you loving and putting yourself first. Others have come first in your life for years, and you know it's time for that to change. You're about to be empowered to set healthy boundaries, confidently have hard conversations, unapologetically put yourself first, and live the peaceful life you deserve. Remember, self-love is essential, and loving yourself sets the stage for every other love in your life. So get ready to embrace self-love like never before with your host, Coach Tammy Nicole.
Hey, welcome to Loving Me Before I Love You. I am your host, Coach Tammy Nicole, your self-love empowerment coach, here to remind you that healing is not a straight line, and love, real love, it starts with you. Now, today's episode is a powerful one. It's actually personal as well as necessary. We're talking about shattering stigmas. Not just any stigma, but we're talking about breaking the silence and peeling back the layers on two topics that have touched lives for far too many women, and that's domestic violence and breast cancer. As you know, the month of October is Breast Cancer and Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we would be remiss if we did not speak on these subjects. These are two different storms, but both can leave you questioning your worth, your strength, and your identity. But sis, let me tell you, you're not defined by what tried to break you, and you're definitely not defined by what you chose to rise from. Let's start with the domestic violence side of awareness this month. When people hear those words, most immediately think about bruises, black eyes, hospital visits, restraining orders, being in and out of court, trying to fight and keep distance from the one that has abused you. While those realities are very true for many, there's another side that often gets overlooked. The quiet abuse, the kind that doesn't show up on your skin but settles deep in your spirit. I'm talking about mental and emotional abuse, the gaslighting that makes you question your own memory, the manipulation that convinces you that you're the problem, the constant criticism that eats away at your confidence until you no longer recognize your own voice. You start walking on eggshells, you shrink yourself to keep the peace. You apologize for just about everything to avoid another argument. And slowly, piece by piece, you start losing the woman you once was. This is still domestic violence, though it doesn't show up in a way that we're accustomed. It is still abuse that you don't deserve. If you ever found yourself in that kind of a relationship, I want you to know this. You're not crazy. You're not dramatic. You're not too sensitive. You are someone who's been conditioned to survive. And survival doesn't make you weak. It honestly makes you powerful. Because emotional abuse is not love, control is not care, and fear is not affection. Sis, healing begins when you stop normalizing the pain, when you stop providing excuses, when you stop giving a way out to those that are secretly abusing you. When you say no more, when you start to remember who you are and who you were before someone convinced you that you were not, or that you were too much and not enough. Domestic violence is not to be ignored. Even the spaces that you don't tend to look at and say, you know what? That's really abuse. It is not to be ignored. You are to acknowledge it, put a name to it, and fight through it. You matter beyond what other people put labels on you for. When I think about domestic violence in general, of course, my mind, just like everybody else's, goes to the physical experience. But domestic violence honestly starts so much sooner than the bruises show up. They start with the conversations of isolating you from your family and friends. They start with the conversations of demeaning you from acknowledgement of who you really are, right? It's the manipulation, the mind tricks. It's you are second guessing your own intuition. And as a woman, we have an intuition that was given to us by God. And that intuition is not to be questioned. However, when you get with an abuser, they'll make you question your intuition every time. That gut feeling, that piece of you that says this isn't right, that piece of you that says he shouldn't be treating me this way or he shouldn't be speaking to me this way, that is important for you to always stay connected to. Our issue is that when we don't trust ourselves, when we don't love ourselves completely, we tend to allow the love for the other person to overshadow the love we have for ourselves. And when you allow the love for someone else to overshadow the love you have for you, you lose you. You start agreeing with that individual. You start saying to yourself, maybe they're right. Then when you start thinking that they're right, then you start behaving like they're right and start making the lie that they told you become your truth. Domestic violence starts with other people, but technically ends with you. It ends with you in more ways than one. And what do I mean by that? And hear me when I say this, and hear it with love. And I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. You begin to create the violence towards yourself because you started to adopt and adapt to their narrative. So what started out as abuse against you became abuse within you. And we want you to recognize you again. We want you to start loving on you again. Being able to identify the problem and then address it. Now, am I ever saying it's your fault? Absolutely not. And if you thought that that's what I said, then that is your inner critic really trying to get you to see things again the wrong way. I am simply saying to you that a lot of us get into domestic violence circumstances that is caused by other people that we continue. And we don't continue it on purpose. We just start to adjust and adapt the narrative and become it. And so I am encouraging you to dig a little deeper to see how you also have turned that space into your own weapon towards yourself. Because I want you to learn to love yourself again. I want you to decide, you know what? That is not my thought. I don't think that I'm not worthy. I don't think that I'm worthless. I don't think that I'm not valuable. Those are their thoughts. And when you honestly understand that those are the thoughts of other people, then you'll turn around and start giving it back to them. And when I say giving it back to them, I'm not saying that you're calling them out their name or you're deciding to say the things that they say to you back to them. No, I'm saying you leave it with them. You do not take their energy and apply it to yourself. You let them keep the energy that they have and keep it for themselves because it doesn't belong to you. I can think back to when I was a little girl and being a dark-skinned complexion girl, I was always teased because society said that what? Light skin is the right skin and dark skin was not. But I was teased and I was made fun of and picked on because I was dark skinned. And my mom one day told me, why are you owning their descriptions? Do you think that you're ugly? Do you think that you are so dark that you can't be seen? Do you think that all of the criterias or criticisms that they're providing to you, is that what you think? And my answer, of course, was no, it's not what I think. So she said, well, so why are you owning it? Why are you taking it on to be yours? Let them keep it. Let them keep it. When they say those things to you, be like, wow, it's amazing that you think that about yourself. Don't take it and own it. Don't take it and put it onto you and walk around with it like you created it, it belongs to you. And that's the same thing when it comes to domestic violence. You should not be taking the things that these individuals are doing to you and making it your own. But we do it. I'm just calling it what it is. We do it. And I want you to stop doing it. I want you to start healing. Because you matter.
Hey, hope you're feeling the love in today's episode. We'll pick back up where we left off in a moment. First, we're excited to share that Tammy has a collection of self-love t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and journals for you to express how much you love yourself to the world. From comfy hoodies to motivational mugs, there's something for everyone. While you're listening to today's show, feel free to browse the full collection at IamTammyNicole.com. Thank you, and without further ado, let's get back into today's show.
And simultaneously, we are discussing breast cancer in this same episode. And we're discussing breast cancer because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the very thing that actually sort of connects the two is the view of you. So when we shift to breast cancer awareness, another journey that just basically challenges us not to only degrade ourselves because we start to feel like, oh my God, I'm no longer a real woman if I've had to remove my breast, or I'm no longer a real woman because now I've been tainted with this ugly disease. How you see yourself, how you view yourself really determines how you move through this world. And I just really want all of us to rest our identity in the love for ourselves. Cancer changes a lot. It changes your routine. It changes your energy. It changes your body. But it doesn't have to change your essence. You are still you. You are still beautiful. You are still desirable. You're whole, even if the mirror looks different. Self-love during and after breast cancer isn't about pretending everything is okay. It's about giving yourself grace to feel every emotion, the fear, the grief, the gratitude, and still choose to love yourself through it. Because beauty is not found in symmetry, it's found in the story your scars get to tell. Scars that say I survived, scars that whisper I'm still here, scars that testify God wasn't finished with me yet. So whatever you're healing from, be it abuse or fighting through cancer, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your trauma. You are not what happened to you. You are the woman who decided to keep showing up for herself, for her children, for her community, for her peace, for her life. You have to make a decision to choose you. You have to make a decision that you matter. You have to make a decision that the love you have for yourself will always supersede the circumstances that are around you. Because the essence of you is not about what happens to you. It's not about what you experience. It's simply about who you are. And a lot of times, because we don't take the time to get to know ourselves, we struggle in this space of love. We struggle in the space of providing the very love that we want to give other people to ourselves. So for this month, as we honor both domestic violence and breast cancer survivors, I want us to do more than just wear pink or purple. I want us to talk. I want us to have more conversation. I want us to do more listening. I want us to check in on the sisters around us that may have experienced both or one of these. Because silence protects our abuser, and shame isolates the survivor, and stigma, it keeps us from healing. I want us to heal. I want us to thrive. I want us to do more than just survive. Living a life of simple survival, though it's powerful, it is not ideal. Healing, thriving, those are the things that are ideal. And remember, if you've experienced the domestic violence, it doesn't change who you are in reference to the core essence of you. So you can get back to her. You can get back to pre-experience. You do not have to lay in it and stay in it. You will rise. You can rise. You shall rise. Rise above the ashes. Rise above the hurt. Rise above the pain. Because you matter. Your story is not for you. Your story is for everyone around you. To the woman that's sitting next to you who you don't know, who needs to hear she can make it. To the woman that you see when you go into the grocery store who looks battered and abused, to hear that she can get out. Your story is not your own. Your story is for everyone else around you. This is why having platforms and social media makes it that much better to share. It's easier. It's not just giving it to the person you see on the regular basis. You give it to the masses. Share your story and allow it to fuel you to grow and expand. Again, I challenge you. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Love your body, even if it's still healing. Remember, self-love is not selfish. I always encourage you to love yourself so much that the love from others is a bonus. So when you're out here creating relationships with people, the love that they give you is extra because you've already filled your cup with your own love. I want to thank you for joining me today. If this episode touched you, if something in it made you want to share your story, I encourage you to share it. Share it with someone else who needs to be reminded that they're not alone. If you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, of course, I encourage you to reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. If you are experiencing a health scare, go get the mammograms. Go get the mammograms. I'm scheduled myself for next month. I will let you know. I've been touched by both of these. I've experienced domestic violence myself. My mother had breast cancer. I myself have a gene that says I'm doomed to get it myself. But guess what? It doesn't stop me. It doesn't give me pause. However, it is scary. I'm not going to deny it is scary. But you have to live for you. You have to live for those around you. And living means loving. And loving myself is super important. So if you're walking through breast cancer, if you've experienced domestic violence and you just want somebody to walk along with you, find a support group in your community. There are resources around, and I'm going to make sure that I leave links on this here episode on the descriptions, but you want to connect with other people. You do not have to do this thing by yourself. There is emotional, mental, and physical support around. You are seen, you are loved, and you are not forgotten. Remember, self-love is the best love. Until next time, keep loving yourself, keep choosing yourself, and keep walking in your truth. I am Coach Tammy Nicole. I have several products available to you. Make sure you go and check them out. If you want coaching, hit me at coaching@IamTammyNicole.com. I am here for you. Have a good one. Catch y'all next week.
That's a wrap on another episode of Loving Me Before I Love You. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a second to show your support by subscribing and leaving a positive rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Stay connected with Tammy. Make sure you're following her on Instagram and TikTok at Coach Tammy Nicole. If you like to work with Tammy or have any questions you'd like her to answer, please head over to www.IamTammyNicole.com. Until next time, always remember to love yourself so much that the love from others is a bonus.